Welcome to the Tacoma Eldercare channel, brought to you by Bob Michaels, elder law attorney with Smith Alling, PS. Today's guest is Miss Lisa Doyle, registered nurse, geriatric care manager, and owner of K-Care.
Good afternoon and welcome to Tacoma's Eldercare channel. My name is Bob Michaels. I'm an elder law attorney here with the law firm of Smith Alling, located down on the Foster Waterway in Tacoma, Washington. Today we have Lisa Doyle from K-Care. K-Care is a geriatric care management company started by Lisa way back and has grown significantly and works with several of our clients, and we're just very proud to be able to say that we have her as a resource to assist us with our elder law clients. Today we're going to talk about resources to stay at home, and for those of you who are saying, what does that mean? What we're talking about is a situation where you have a spouse that can no longer care for a spouse at home, or you have a family member that needs assistance into the home, or can no longer care for themselves, and what resources are available. So without further ado, Lisa, why don't you introduce yourself?
Sure. So my name is Lisa Doyle. I'm a nurse and certified care manager for K-Care, Eldercare, and Senior Living Advisors. I'm also the founder, and we are actually going to be in our 11th year this year. Let's see. You can contact us at www.caycare.com or on phone at 253-777-3804 or toll free at 844-LTC-PROS. And resources to stay at home is a big topic because as we age, the need for care goes up, and people's goal is to stay home as long as possible. Of course, we want that too. Probably the biggest challenge that I hear about is the financial resources that they need. And that is where, before I even start, I will tell you an elder law attorney can be absolutely key, because our care managers work together with the elder law attorney to find out any entitlements that you might have, and even can help with some of that process to make sure you get every possible resource out there financially. But one of the next steps I recommend, or even simultaneously, is a service that only our company currently provides. It's called a care analysis. And what it does is allow us to do a series of tests and interviews that we can then make specific recommendations customized to your specific needs. A care analysis is extremely useful in the home setting because it can help us with a nice starting point of what you would need in order to stay at home. That's a whole section in this care analysis. So a huge piece to do, and quite frankly, very reasonable. We actually use a flat fee program for that. So you can call and find that out easily on our phone when you call in.
Lisa, let me just butt in here.
Yeah.
When we have elder clients come in and we are looking at, particularly say someone's been diagnosed with Parkinson's or beginning or onset Alzheimer's or dementia, we know there's going to be a continuum of health deterioration. And one of the services that Lisa and K-Care have been invaluable with us is to introduce them with a client and work with them to get a beginning analysis, or what we call a care assessment. And that's important, so we have a baseline from which to operate from. And then also, Lisa and her company will help us as well to understand what we can expect from the client health-wise, or their condition in the next 6 months, 1 year, and so forth. And that's also a great resource to the family for planning purposes as well. So just invaluable for all of us to get a care analysis. People will say, well, I can go to my doctor and get that. But if you've ever seen a doctor's report, often misunderstood, very difficult to understand. I can attest from the analysis that Lisa's done on many of our clients. They're very thorough. They're done through a checklist approach and written, and that covers many topics, and they're so thorough that you get a real feel for the situation this person is in. We quite often find ourselves going back to those when we have subsequent office visits. But I started interrupting. So
no, that's good. That's good. So, and I already talked about, of course, an elder law attorney being another huge part of the resource process, and making sure you're using one that can work together with the care manager. That's one of the things, once you know the team, then you're going to have everybody coordinating the next step. So that's a huge part of the resource process. I highly recommend that. And the other thing I really recommend, and you can actually go right now onto our website and do this, is a caregiver strain assessment. A lot of families the outside family will find that the person caring for the loved one in the home, we call them the informal caregivers in the professional world, but it's basically you're not paid because you're a family member caring for a loved one, often doesn't recognize how much stress that is putting on the individual. And so on our website at www.caycare.com, you can go in there and click on the caregiver strain assessment and take that test, and you can actually get results right away. The reason why we so strongly encourage this is because there's a lot of statistics around. If we can keep that caregiver stress down, the outcome for the individual that's being cared for is better. And that is where a care manager also can come in, because they can often be the mediation between the individual and making sure that that caregiver is getting some relief, whether it's professionally hired caregivers or the rest of the family, however it works. And sometimes it's a little bit of both. A great place to start for your resources. Now, I just want to be clear. Resources to stay at home, this is like just touching the surface. Every individual case is extremely in need of being customized. So this is just a nice starting point to understand. It is so important to have professionals who know this, because you are hopefully only going through this once, and we go through this every day. So I highly recommend getting an elder law attorney involved, getting a care manager such as myself involved, so that we can help the outcomes for you be the very best possible.
And you can take the
Caregiver stress test in the privacy of your own home, so if you flunk, you can destroy it. That's right.
I kid you.
Well, they actually email results, and so once you get the results, it also gives you some recommendations, and it doesn't go anywhere but to you. So we highly recommend it. It's a great place to start, to just get the ball rolling and maybe just recognize that maybe you need the support, and that's why you're checking this on the internet right now.
Super. Well, staying at home is everybody's first choice.
Right.
Having the resources to do so is the biggest challenge as the cost of care increases and people's resources dwindle. So, as Lisa said, this is just touching the tip of the iceberg. So,
a little bit.
Stay tuned or call Lisa or myself, and we'll help you out. Thanks for tuning in. Do tune in again to our next episode. Lisa will be back for other topics, and check the website often. Thank you very much.
Bye.